Lori. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
Good to see you. Long time no see.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's so I'm so excited to do this. For those of you who don't know, this is Lori Lee. Lori and I worked together a number of years back when she was doing some musical theater, actually here where I live. But
Yeah.
she has moved on to far brighter and better things. Uh, Rather than me try to even explain, why don't you give them a quick idea what you've been doing?
Oh, I am at Knott's Berry Farm. I am working on Knott's Scary Farm right now. I do costumes for entertainment there, all types of entertainment. So whether it's the Boysenberry Festival to Camp Snoopy to a lot of different types of um, entertainment there. But what I've been working on since April is Halloween, is
Wow,
what's
a long
currently
time.
going on. I literally made my first thing April 20th. I started drafting the patterns and cutting and um, illustrating and designing an area within it's Knott's 50th anniversary this year. And so they're doing it up big. They have some new mazes and they revived one of the scare zones, which I am responsible for. I was given the responsibility by my old boss. He was great. Tim Barham. He just said, "Here you go," handed it to me, and it's a Renaissance kind of medieval Renaissance fantasy, non-accurate fantasy themed area. It's like horror Ren Fair, basically. And I made it as gruesome and bloody and dark. Before it was made, like it's a reimagining of it. And before it was very like bright colors and almost cartoonish, a very different look. And I made it decidedly very, very dark.
So, for those of you who are just tuning in on this project, I've brought in Lori. I worked on the People Under the Stairs for Wes Craven many years ago, and somebody had suggested to me that I could do some to make it more fun at the conventions to do photo ops in full costume. And so I have just a handful of pictures, and of course, I have the film that I can watch. And I turned to Lori and said, I don't even know how you would do this. I don't know too much about costume making myself, but I know about the shirt that I wore and the pants that I wore and the shoes that I wore. Can you recreate this? And so I came to Lori and just we scoured the internet to try to find the exact clothing so we could be as screen accurate as possible. Fortunately, we struck gold. We found the exact shirt in a day. I mean,
Yeah.
and I've looked for backups since and not found them. So
Okay.
the stars were shining upon us on this one because I
Yeah.
was really fortunate to get exactly the right stuff. I'm going to show some pictures while we're talking here. Talk about what you had to do to try to recreate that.
Well, there's not a lot of photos available that are really clear. I mean, it's of your costume in particular, and I can get the overall feeling based on some other photos that I found online that were just kind of general. But really, the photos that you provided were the clearest. That gave me the front photo of you gave me the best clue, and then there was a photo of you from behind where obviously the camera is on the other side of the slats, like you guys are all poking through the camera, whoever's taking the picture.
Yeah, and so as we talk about, what it takes to distress that, um, I know there's a lot of cosplay
Hmm.
out there that would,
Yeah.
and I'm not expecting you to give away any secret sauce that you might have to how you and your methods and all that. But if you can give me a general idea of
Yeah. No.
what's involved, just so the cosplayers out there can go, ooh, that gives me a place to start.
Yeah. No. I mean, I don't think it's anything that's out of the realm of the possibility for anyone to really do. It was sort of an order of operations that I decided to go about doing how to do it, and the materials that I chose. I did a lot of airbrushing Um, I used two different mediums. I used an airbrush paint, water-based airbrush paint. Um, and I also used a jacquard textile medium, which has a thicker body to it. You can use it in an airbrush if you water it way down. I think it's at least like a 25% water to paint ratio. But I used both, and I used like a sea sponging method to layer in the areas. Like there's areas on here that are darker, like as if you were scooting along dust or drywall, or and that kind of thing. This is a bright red shirt,
Yeah.
and
It's fairly
overall,
new considering it's, 35 years old.
yes, yeah, it was like somebody wore it then and was like, poked it, popped it into their drawer, and then never did anything with it, because there were no rough frayed edges or anything like that. But the first thing before I even painted, I'll backtrack a little bit, was that I studied the pictures for where the holes are in your garment. But I also was cognizant that there are probably things that I couldn't see in that photo, and normal types of wear. Like you don't just usually get a cut. There's usually abrasion, especially with the, going back and watching the film, how there was this like lateral movement and this kind of crowding of all of you guys, and what that would have been like, you just moving along. So there's lots of little, what I call flea bites. And that's literally just me taking scissors, grabbing it just so it grabs the fabric, and then kind of popping it and kind of just doing that over and over again to create these little flea bites, and then pulling it and pulling it. So it kind of like pantyhose. It doesn't really run like pantyhose, but it kind of unravels a little bit and thins out.
Because I remember they were when we were talking about the wardrobe back in the show, they had said, you have to remember that you are also pretty much blind. So
Right.
A lot of the tears and a lot of the distress that you see in the clothes is from walking not only in complete and total, near darkness, but also the parents have actually poked out your eyes. So see, and that's why they would wear these masks and things. So there was a lot of thought put into this. It wasn't just, oh, well, these are just old clothes. They are crawling through messes, oil, gunk, blood. So there was actually a lot to it. And so when you show the layering that you've got there, which is just absolutely amazing, it looks as though I've been burned and stabbed and scratched and dragged all the way here. It's just beautiful. I mean, it looks so much like the pictures. I think anybody'd be hard pressed to see the difference between them. The costume is everything. The wardrobe is really what ties it all together. The mask, of course, is also really well done, and I just can't thank you enough. There's so many people who've told me, nobody's doing People Under the Stairs, and so I'm hoping that as people get out there and there's some perhaps renewed interest in this is a very cult classic, cult favorite film. So
for sure,
those folks out there that are into this one who may never have seen the close-up makeup and wardrobe and mask and everything, get a sense of what it really looked like. Because I'm going to tell you, ladies and gents, this girl knows her biz. That couldn't look more identical to the costume. When she showed me the pictures for the first time, just as a sample, my jaw was just left hanging open. Just beautiful. And
thank you.
It's really going to be something special, and I think it'll be really fun for fans to get a picture of it, with
absolutely. And all together, like I am, you've showed me photos of the mask, and the mask is fantastic. It's a wonderful sculpt.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to envision it all together with makeup and with,
we did it right down to
all the elements. I can't wait to see it. You obviously you're going to take pictures and send them to me when you're in Ohio. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. I think when it's all tied together, it's really going to be something special. So again, thank you so much for your hard work on this. I can't wait to show it. And I've got 4 different conventions in the next few months where we're going to be doing photo ops. So my hope is that people will get a chance to see it and you get a chance to admire your hard work. So thank you so much again.